The call came in the middle of the night. His brother was gone. Jeon Jungkook didn't remember how he drove back to his parents' house. He only remembered in the silence, the kind that presses heavy on your chest until breathing felt like burden. When he stopped the car, the house felt unfamiliar. People dressed in white filled every corner. Low murmurs, suppressed sobs. The faint scent of incense hanging in the air, his eyes searched and then he saw it. His brother's photo, framed in white flower, that warm smile that used to tease him, protect him, urge with him. His twin. They had shared a face, a childhood, a heartbeat, and once echoed in the warmth. His legs were weak as he walked forward, each step heavier than the last. When he reached the coffin, he couldn't stand anymore. He dropped on his knees, the world blurred. His hands trembled as he looked inside. There he was, still, cold, unmoving. The face that looked exactly like his own, young. His voice cracked. It felt wrong calling him that now. It felt wrong that the one who was older by minute old never speak again. Tears fell down uncontrollably. His shoulders shook as the tears of unspoken word broke inside him. Then a tiny voice from behind. Papa! Shankar froze. Slowly he turned it. A little boy stood there, barely 5 years old, big eyes, tear-streaked cheek, his brother's son. Jungkook knew about him, had seen pictures, but they had never met properly. The boy stared at him with trembling lips, and then suddenly he ran. Papa! He cried again, throwing himself into Jungkook's arms. Jungkook's breath issued as the small body collided with him, tiny hands clutching his jacket desperately. Papa, you woke up, Papa. The word passed straight through him. The child didn't understand. How could he? Jeonkook and Jungkook were identical twins. Same face, same eyes, same voice. Even their parents sometimes joked they had to look twice. There was no difference. Jungkook's hand hovered in the air for a second before slowly wrapping around the little boy. The child clung tighter, sobbing into his chest. He could feel the warmth, the trust, the desperate hope. Papa, don't leave again. Shankar closed his eyes. His brother was gone, but his brother's world was trembling in his arms. And for the first time since walking into that house, Jungkook faced something stronger than pain, responsibility. Jungkook sniffed when a little boy clung tighter to him, the tiny fingers fisting into the jacket, the small body trembling against his chest. It was too sudden, too overwhelming. Carefully, he held the child by his arms and eased him a little away. The boy blinked up at him with wide, hopeful eyes. Jungkook's throat felt dry. He had never been around children, never held one, never comforted one. He didn't even know where to put his hand without feeling afraid he might hurt them. Maybe. His voice came out painful. I'm not your papa. The words fell wrong. The moment they left his mouth, the child's lips trembled instantly. His brows pulled together. Eyes shining with fresh tears, Sugar's chest tightened. He crouches down to be at eye level, gently placing his hands on the boy's small shoulder. Listen, I may look like your dad, but I am not your papa. Your papa is. His voice cracked. Is. He couldn't say that his twin, the man who shared his face, was lying inside the coffin just a few feet away. The little boy's face crumbled completely. And then he started crying, not softly, not quietly. It was the kind of cry that came from confusion, from heartbreak, from not understanding why the voice suddenly felt different. Papa! He sobbed, reaching for him again. Before Jungkook could react, hurried footstep echoed. A tall figure rushed toward Jeon Tong dropped on his knees beside them, his face pale with panic. He gathered the little boy into his arms quickly, holding him close against his chest. Minjun, baby, it's okay. It's okay. Tong whispered desperately, stroking the child's hair. Minjun, that was his name. Shako stayed frozen where he was, hands still hovering in the air. Tong looked up at him for a split second, eyes red, exhausted, shattered, then looked back at his son. He is not your papa, baby. Tong said gently, even though his own voice trembled. He is your uncle, papa's twin brother. But Minjun only cried harder. From Tong's arm, the little boy stretched his hands toward Jungkook. Again, Papa, Papa. Those tiny fingers opened and closed desperately in the air, trying to reach for him. Jungkook felt something twist painfully inside his chest. He knew the boy was confused. He knew grief didn't make sense to a 3-year-old. But hearing that word from the child who just lost his father, it felt like both a wound and a responsibility at the same time. And for the first time, Jungkook looked directly at Thong, not just as his brother's husband, but as someone who had just lost everything. For a few seconds, Jungkook just stood there, watching the tiny hand still reaching for him, watching Thong struggle to calm their son, and something inside him shifted. He stepped closer. Can I hold him? Thong looked up, their eyes met, grief meeting grief. After a small pause, Thong nodded. Minjun noticed the movement instantly. The moment Jungkook opened his arms, the little boy leaned forward eagerly, tiny hands stretching toward him. Papa, Papa! The word still hurt, but this time Jungkook didn't correct him. He carefully gathered Minjun into his arms. The child was so small, so light, only 3-year-old, barely understanding what that even meant. Jungkook held him awkwardly at first, unsure how tight was too tight, unsure where to place his hands. Minjun's sobs slowly faded as he pressed his face into Jungkook's chest. Jungkook began to pat his back, awkward, even movements, but gentle. It's okay, he murmured softly, even though he wasn't sure who he was comforting anymore. I'm here. The little boy pulled back after a moment, blinking away tears. Then suddenly he giggled. A tiny, bright sound that didn't belong to a house filled with mourning. Major reached up and touched Jungkook's face with both hands, squishing his cheeks curiously. His small fingers traced his eyebrow, his nose as if inspecting something fascinating. Papa, funny, he murmured. Jungkook almost let out a shaky laugh. The child began playing with his lip ring, then poking his cheek again, completely distracted now. The heavy sobbing from earlier replaced by soft baby laughter. Jungkook adjusted his hold, this time more naturally. One arm secure around Minjun's back, the other supporting him properly against his chest. And strangely, it didn't feel as terrifying as anymore. Across from them, Jeon Thong was shedding silence, tears slipping down his cheek, but he didn't wipe them away because for the first time since the funeral began, Minjun wasn't crying. For the first time since losing his husband, his son was smiling. And he was smiling at the face of the man who looked exactly like the one lying inside that coffin. Thong's heart broke all over again, but mixed within the pain was something fragile, something that looked almost like hope. The house had gone quieter. Guests had left. The incense had burned low. The wildflowers were beginning to dry. And Minjun didn't let Jungkook's arm even once. Now the little boy was fast asleep. His arm breathed, brushing against Jungkook's neck. Tiny figure, still tangled in the fabric of his back, shut. His cheek rested on Jungkook's shoulder as if that was the safest place in this world. Jungkook shifted slightly, his shoulders were itching, his arm felt numb, but he didn't move. They stood outside, Thong bedroom. Thong stepped closer. Give him to me, I'll put him to bed. Jungkook nodded slowly, very slowly. He tried to peel Minjun's finger from his shirt. Okay, easy. The moment he tried to transfer him, Minjun stirred. His brows furrowed even in sleep, and his grip tightened. Small fingers fisting the fabric desperately, raised to let go. He didn't want to let go because his father and me looks the same. Thong's breathing faltered. His eyes filled instantly. He quickly wiped his nose, trying to keep himself together. Jungkook noticed it and his own vision blurred. No, Jungkook corrected softly, his voice breaking. We look at the same. The one word shattered whatever the fragile strength Thong had left. His lips trembled. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The silence carried everything. The coffin downstairs, the framed photograph, the empty side of the bed inside the room. I'm sorry, Jungkook said again, though he wasn't sure what he was apologizing for anymore. For surviving, for having the same face, for being the one still breathing. Thong shook his head slowly. It's okay, he whispered. It's not your fault anyway. But his voice faded in the end because it didn't feel okay. Nothing about this felt okay. Minjun shifted again, pressing closer into Jungkook's chest, as if afraid someone might take him away. Taeyong let out a tired, broken little chuckle. It's okay, he said softly. He won't leave you today. He loves his father a little too much, and now you look it like him. So, his voice trailed off, but the meaning stayed between them. He looked at Jungkook gently. Can you put him in the bed? He will know you are not leaving. Jungkook nodded. They walked inside the room together. It still smelled faintly like his brother, the familiar cologne, the warmth that hadn't completely faded it. Jungkook stepped toward the bed and carefully lowered Minjun into the mattress. For a second, it worked. The little boy lay there, eyes closed, breathing softly. Jungkook slowly tried to step back. Minjun's fingers twitched, then his eyes fluttered open, and the moment Jungkook took another step away, Minjun's face crunched up. Papa! He pushed himself up onto the sitting position, tears spilling instantly, tiny hands stretching forward desperately. Papa, sleep! Papa, sleep! Jungkook's heart clenched. He turned it back immediately, guilty. The child's small arms were extended toward him, trembling. Taeyong watched from his side, his own chest touching, not just for his son but for Jungkook too, because this wasn't easy for him either. Minjun kept crying, repeating in broken words, Papa sleep, Papa here. Jungkook looked at Taeyong. He hesitated for a moment before speaking shyly. Can I stay here tonight? Taeyong didn't even think twice. It's okay, he said gently. You can sleep with him today. I will take the another room. Jungkook nodded slowly. Taeyong stepped forward and quickly arranged pillows along the edge of the bed, making a soft barrier so Minjun wouldn't roll off. He tucked the blanket properly, adjusting everything carefully. He knew Jungkook wasn't used to this, had no experience with children, so he made sure everything was safe. Once done, Taeyong stepped back. Jungkook climbed into the bed awkwardly, unsure how to position himself. The moment he lay down, Minjun crawled across the mattress and curled into his chest instantly, as if the spot had been waiting for him. Tiny hands gripping Jungkook shut again, but this time, instead of pulling away, Jungkook gently wrapped his arm around him. Minjun's sob faded into soft sniffer. Within minute, he was asleep again, cheek pressed against Jungkook's heartbeat. Dong stood near the door, watching these scenes with teary eyes. The sight hurt. The place was his husband's, but now Jungkook is sleeping there. But it also soothed something inside him. Before leaving, he whispered softly, Good night. Jungkook looked up at him, their eyes meeting in a dim light. Neither said that they were thinking that this was wrong, that this was necessary, that this was the only way Minjun would sleep tonight. Taeyong quickly switched off the light and stepped out. And in the darkness, Jungkook lay awake for a long time, feeling the small weight of his nephew against him, a weight that somehow felt like both grief and something new beginning. Morning came, but it didn't feel like morning. The house was still morning. Relatives filled the room again, sitting close together, speaking in hushed voices about ritual memories. Every now and then someone would whisper Jungkook's name, and they quietly lowered their tone, as if the sound itself might shatter something fragile. No one believed he was gone. It felt unreal. When Dong walked into the living room, the murmurs died instantly. There was complete silence. Every pair of eyes softened. Some looked at him with pity, some quickly looked away. Dong felt it all. Without saying anything, he turned and walked toward the kitchen. He began sitting, taking out ingredients mechanically. Flour, egg, milk. He needed something to do. If his hand stopped moving, his thought would take over. From the living room, nothing. No laughter, no normal conversation, just suffocating quiet. And he hated it. He knew they were trying to protect him. If they talked about Jungkook, it would hurt him. But this silence, this careful tiptoeing, it felt like everyone was pretending. His movement grew harsher. The pan hit the stove a little too loudly. The spoon shattered against the bowl. Still silence. Finally, he snapped. Taeyong slammed the pan onto the counter. The loud bang echoed through the house. Fucking talk! He screamed, his voice breaking in the middle. I'm not stopping you. Don't be silent. The silence is killing me. The entire house froze. His mother in law hurried toward the kitchen with concern. It's okay, Thong. We know you are hurt. I'm hurt, he shouted. In one swift motion, he swept the mixing bowl off the counter. It crashed on the floor. Pancake batter plastered everywhere, across the tile, the cabinet, and doorway. Thong stood there, breathing heavily, hands shaking, his vision blurred with tears. He felt embarrassed, angry, exhausted. He was about to break down completely when he looked up at the kitchen entrance. There stood John Jungkook. His slippers were running. Thick pancake batter clung to them, dripping slowly onto the floor. But Jungkook wasn't looking at his slipper. He was looking at Thong. Thong's anger drained out, replaced by raw sorrow. He covered his mouth, a broken sob escaping him. Jungkook stepped forward without hesitation. He didn't even glance down at the mess. He didn't care about the ruined slipper. All he saw was his brother's husband standing in the middle of the kitchen, shattered beyond repair. And for the first time since arriving, Jungkook didn't feel like an outsider in that house anymore. He felt needed. Thong's knees gave out. 1 second he was standing, the next his body swayed forward. Jungkook reached without thinking. He rushed ahead and caught him. But the sudden weight sent them both crashing down on the kitchen floor. The cold tap pressed against Jungkook's back. Pancake batter smeared beneath them. Still, he didn't let go. He didn't even know why he moved so fast. He just couldn't let Thong fall. Thong collapsed against him completely, fist gripping Jungkook's shirt, and then the dam broke. Why? He sobbed. Why? Did this happen to me? Why me? What did I do to God that He took my husband away? Answer me, Jungkook, why? His face started hitting Jungkook's chest. Not hard enough to hurt him, desperate, angry, broken. Jungkook didn't stop him. Thong hesitated, buried his face into Jungkook's chest, crying uncontrollably. He wouldn't have done this to me. I need my husband. I want my husband back. Why did he leave me? I loved him so much, Jungkook. I love it. He loved me too. Then why? Each word felt like glass. What will happen to our baby now? Thong's voice cracked further. How will I take care of him alone? I don't know how to do that alone. Please bring him back. Please. I need him. Please. Jungkook's own vision blurred. Jungkook wasn't just Thong's husband. He was his twin, the other half of his existence. And yet, no matter how much they cried, screamed, begged, he wasn't coming back. Jungkook slowly wrapped his both arms around Thong, holding him firmly against his chest. He couldn't promise miracle. He couldn't answer the why. He couldn't bring his brother back from his coffin. All he could do was hold the man who had lost everything. I am here. Jungkook whispered hoarsely, his own voice shaking. I am here. It wasn't the right answer. It wasn't enough, but it was the only thing he could give. And on that kitchen floor, surrounded by spilled batter and shattered strand, the two of them cried at the same person, knowing that the love wasn't powerful enough to undo death. Thong's sob slowly turned into broken murmurs. His fist, which had been clutching Jungkook's shirt so tightly, began to loosen. His breath grew uneven, then heavy. He hadn't slept an entire night. He had stayed awake beside an empty space on the bed that used to belong to his husband. And now, after crying until there was nothing left inside him, his body simply gave up. Still pressed against Jungkook's chest, Thong fell asleep, not peacefully, not comfortably, but exhausted. Jungkook felt the change, the way the trembling stopped, the way the weight on his arms shifted from resistance to surrender. He looked down. Thong's lashes were still wet with tears. His face looked smaller and fragile. The entire family stood frozen in the living room, watching from a distance. Some wiped their eyes quietly, some turned away. Jungkook's mother stepped forward carefully, her hand reached out, about to shake Thong gently awake. Let him sleep, Jungkook said firmly. She buzzed. But he can't sleep here. He looked at her, eyes red and steady. I will take him to the room. For a moment, she simply stared at her younger son, the one who had always been distant, always guarded. Then she noticed slowly, tears slipping down her cheek. Jungkook adjusted his hold, one arm under Taung's knee, the other supporting his back. He stood up carefully, making sure not to wake him. Taung shifted closer, even in sleep, his face turned toward Taung's chest, as if seeking warmth. The house was silent again. But this silence felt different, not suffocating, not forced, just heavy with shared grip. Shankuk walked down the hallway. He could feel the faint warmth of Tong's breath through his shirt. He didn't know why Tong felt safe in his arm. He didn't know why he felt responsible to carry him like this. Maybe because they both lost the same person. Maybe because he carried the same face as the man Tong was missing. Or maybe because in that moment, neither of them could stand on their own. He reached the bedroom door and nudged it open gently, and without waking him, Shankuk carried Thong aside. After laying Thong on the bed and making sure the blanket covered him properly, Jungkook stepped out quietly and closed the door halfway. The living room was still full. Uncle, aunties, cousins, slow murmurs stopped the moment he appeared. His parents were sitting on the main couch. His mother's eyes were swollen from crying. His father looked older overnight. Jungkook, his mother called softly, "Come sit." Okay door and sat in front of them, confused. There was a pause. Then his father cleared his throat. "Can you take Thong and Minjun with you?" Shankuk blinked. "What?" His mother leaned forward, her voice fragile but serious. "We just want Thong to be happy, or at least breathe properly. You see how Minjun reacts to you? He sees you as his father." Jungkook's jaw tightened slightly. "That's exactly why this is complicated," Jungkook replied. His father shook his head. "Listen to us first," his mother continued. "Taung loved Jungkook more than his own life. If he stays in this house, he will drown in memories. Every wall here reminds him of your brother. Every corner." His voice trembled. "You don't know how he was last night. We were afraid he might hurt himself. He kept staring at the door like John would walk in. He wasn't sleeping. He wasn't eating." Shankuk's chest felt heavy. "And Minjun?" she whispered. "That child doesn't deserve to grow up watching his father break like this." Silence filled the space. His father spoke again, firmer this time. "Just for a few days. Take them with you. A different environment, a different space. As soon as things become stable, we will bring them back." Shankuk ran a hand through his hair. His apartment was quiet, empty, cold. It had never been meant for the grieving widow and a 3-year-old. He imagined Tong walking up alone in this house again. Imagined Minjung crying at night. Imagined them slowly suffocating inside. Memory was of his twin, and then he imagined his brother. Shankuk existed slowly. "Okay." His mother's eyes filled instantly. "Just for some days." Shankuk added more to himself than to them. His father nodded, relief mixing with sorrow. "That's enough." Jungkook leaned back against the couch, staring at the floor. He didn't know what he had just agreed to. He didn't know how living under the same roof would change things. But he knew one thing. He wasn't going to let Thong collapse alone. And he wasn't going to let Minjun keep reaching out for his father, who would never come back. The tuning Thong stirred. For a second, everything felt normal. Then he heard it. Thong, Cheongguk's voice. Calm, clear, warm, familiar. Coming from downstairs. Thong's eyes widened. His heart leapt so violently it almost hurt. "Cheongguk," he whispered. He sat up quickly, tears already forming, but this time from relief. Of course, it was all some misunderstanding. Maybe there had been a mistake. Maybe. He rushed out of the room, nearly tripping over his own feet as he ran down the stairs. And there, on the couch, sitting casually, just like every evening after work, was Yeon Jeonguk. Thong's breath broke into the sob of happiness. "You returned it?" Tears streamed down his cheek as he walked closer, smiling through them. "When did you come back from office?" "Oh my god, wait, you must be hungry." Jungkook didn't answer. No, Taeyong was too overwhelmed to notice. Let me make dinner, he said quickly, wiping his tears with the back of his hand. You must be missing Minchun too, right? He hurried toward the kitchen, still smiling. Go freshen up, he called out cheerfully. I'll make dinner soon. I'm so sorry. I fell asleep. I didn't realize I made you wait. Didn't I? I'm sorry. Still no reply. Dong laughed softly to himself. Go upstairs. Mirjun is probably playing with the little car you gave him last birthday. He's been obsessed with it. Silence. The kind of silence that doesn't belong in the normal house. Dong's movements slowed. He turned his head slightly toward the living room. Jungkook, no answer. His smile faded just a little. He walked out of the kitchen and toward the couch. Jungkook was still sitting there, still, too still. Dong stood in front of him now. Why aren't you saying anything? He asked, voice trembling slightly. Did I do something? Are you mad at me? Nothing. Not blink. Not a breath. Dong's heart began to pound in fear. Jungkook, talk to me. He pleaded softly. Please. He slowly lifted his hand and touched him, and the moment his fingers were about to make contact, Jungkook's figure dissolved, like dust caught in sunlight, like smoke disappearing into the thin air. Gone. As if he had never been there. The couch was empty, and suddenly it all came crashing back. The coffin, the flower, the crying, the funeral. Jungkook wasn't downstairs. Jungkook wasn't in the office. Jungkook wasn't upstairs with Minchun. Jungkook was gone. Reality hit Dong hard, so he staggered backward. His knees weakened, his breathing turned uneven, and this time there was no illusion to hold on to. Dong's back hit the wall, his hand, still half raised in the air, trembled before slowly dropping to his side. No, he whispered. The empty couch stared back at him. The house was quiet, too quiet. His chest tightened as if someone had wrapped a rope around it and pulled it. The memory of the coffin flashing in the mind, the white flowers, the cold stillness. It wasn't a mistake, it wasn't a dream. Jungkook was gone. A broken sob left Dong's throat before he could stop it. His legs gave out and he slid down the wall, sitting on the floor, shaking. Why? He shook it out again, covering his face with both hands. Why are you doing this to me? A few steps away, unseen until now, Jungkook had been standing near the hallway. He had come downstairs after hearing Harit's footsteps. He had seen everything, the smile, the talking, the empty couch, and then the way he shattered it. Jungkook faced something teared inside him, watching Dong speak to a ghost that only existed in memory. He walked it towards slowly, carefully, as if approaching something fragile. Dong was crying openly now, shoulders shaking, palm pressed against his eyes, like he could force reality to change it if he didn't look at it. Jungkook knelt in front of him. For a second, he didn't know what to say. See, there were no words strong enough to compete with loss. So, instead, he reached out gently, pulled Dong into his arms. Dong didn't resist. He collapsed into Jungkook's instantly, gripping his shirt like he had done the night before. He was here. Dong sobbed against his chest. He was just here. I heard him. I saw him. Jungkook closed his eyes tightly. I know, he whispered. He didn't tell him it wasn't real. He didn't tell him to calm down. He just held him. Dong's finger curled into the fabric over Jungkook's heart, his tears soaking through the shirt. I forgot, Dong cried. For a moment, I forgot he died. I was so happy. I thought he came back. Jungkook's throat burned. He tightened his arms slightly around him, resting his chin lightly against Dong's hair. I am here, he said quietly, not as a replacement, not as a promise he couldn't keep, just as himself. Dong cried until his voice turned hoarse once again. Jungkook became the shoulder he leaned on, not because he looked like the man Dong lost, but because he stayed when the illusion disappeared. For 2 days, Jungkook couldn't bring himself to say it. The words said in his throat, "Come with me to Seoul." But every time he looked at Dong, they died there, because Dong wasn't really here. He would stop mid-walk in the hallway, staring at the corner of the house like something invisible was happening there. Sometimes he would smile softly, not at a person's smile, but the main for the memory only he could see. Once he stood near the staircase for almost 5 minutes, eyes distant, lips curled gently as if Jeonguk had just whispered something in his ear. Jungkook watched and it scared him. It wasn't crying anymore. It wasn't anger. It was drifting. Like Taeyong was slowly choosing to live inside memories instead of reality. That afternoon, it happened again. Taeyong stopped near the living room window, staring at the couch. A faint smile touches his face. His eyes glossy but warm, like he was watching a replay of something only he understood. Jungkook's face snapped. He walked forward, grabbed Taeyong's elbow, turning him to face him. Enough, Taeyong. Taeyong blinked, pulled out his strength. What? You can't keep smiling like that at the empty space, Jungkook said firmly. If this continued, your mental health will be affected. Taeyong's expression hardened instantly. What the hell are you doing? Leave me. Jungkook didn't let go. Stop this. I said stop. Stop what? Taeyong snapped, freeing his arm. I am not doing anything to you. I am remembering my own husband. What does it have to do with you? Get out of here. He turned to walk away. Jungkook grabbed his wrist. This time, he pulled him closer. Too close, Taeyong stumbled forward, his chest colliding with Jungkook. Let me go. Taeyong struggled, trying to push him away. Leave me. But Jungkook didn't. He wrapped his arm around Taeyong tightly, not violently but desperately. Cry, Jungkook said hoarsely. Scream, break things, but don't disappear like this. Taeyong fought for a moment longer, then his strength gave out. His hands that were pushing against Jungkook's chest slowly curled into the fist against the shirt instead. Tears spilled again. Let me go, he whispered vaguely, but Jungkook held him tighter. Then a small, trembling voice. Papa? Mama? Both of them froze. Taeyong stopped struggling. Jungkook loosened his hold. They turned at the same time. Minjun stood a few steps away, eyes wide with worry. His tiny hand clutched the toy car, lower lip shaking as he looked between them. A room felt different instantly. Jungkook gently steadied back, creating space. Taeyong wiped his tears quickly, kneeling down to Minjun's side. It's okay, baby, he said softly, though his voice was still shaking. Minjun looked at them, confused. Jungkook crouched beside them. He looked at Taeyong, not angrily this time, not forcefully, just honestly. For him, Jungkook said quietly, You have to live. Taeyong's beat slowed. He looked at Minjun, then at Jungkook, and for the first time in days, he wasn't looking through him. He was looking at him. After a long silence, Taeyong gave a small, fragile nod, not because the pain was gone, but because he understood. He wasn't allowed to disappear, not when someone so small was watching him. Minjun walked closer, still holding his little trade card lightly in his hand. He lifted it proudly toward Jungkook. Papa, car, mine? His tiny chest puffed as he had just shown the greatest treasure in this world. Jungkook's expression softened. He crouched down and pulled Minjun gently into his arms, lifting him up with more confidence than before. Yes, baby, your car, he said, nodding. Papa, it brings you many more toys, okay? The words slipped out naturally. Papa. Jungkook didn't even realize he had said it, but Taeyong did. His heart skipped painfully and softly at the same time. It wasn't forced. It wasn't corrected. It was instinct. Minjun giggled, wrapping his arm around Jungkook's neck, pressing his cheek against him, as if everything in this world was slowly settling again. Jungkook adjusted him on his lip and began walking toward the stair. Halfway up, he noticed that Taeyong wasn't moving. Taeyong was still standing downstairs, staring at them, at the way Minjun clung to Jungkook, at the way Jungkook held him securely. Without fear now, something warm and unfamiliar fluttered inside his chest. Not because Jungkook looked like Jungkook, but because Jungkook was trying. Jungkook paused at the top of the stair, then turned back when he saw Taeyong hadn't followed. Without saying anything, he walked back down a few steps. He reached out and took Taeyong's hand. His touch was warm. Come, Jungkook said. Taeyong breathed cock, the simple act of Jungkook holding his hand, not out of grief, not out of desperation, but naturally, sent unexpected butterflies through him. For a split second, he forgot to pull away. Jungkook didn't notice the effect he had caused. He simply intertwined their fingers gently and guided him upstairs, while Minjun rested happily against his shoulder, and this time Tong followed willingly.